Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Vishnupar Ashtutara Shata Shishimachla Bhakti Viranta Narayan Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Vishnupar Ashtutara Shata Shishimachla Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Vishnupar Ashtutara Shata Shishimachla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Vishnupar Ashtutara Shata Shishimachla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Vishnupar Ashtutara Shata Shishimachla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Mahabhagavat Shri Goksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Shri Sarino Thakur ki jai. Nitil Vishnu Vishnupar Shri Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Vishnupar Ashtutara Shata Shishimachla Bhakti Balavatirtha Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirbhav Titi ki jai. Srila Baldevi Jibhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Nartam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadash Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Mahajai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Mona Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Ramachandra ki jai. Shri Ramami Titi ki jai. Titi Palankari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Ramachandra Avirbhav Titi ki jai. Shri Shri Bharat Lakshman Shatrugna ki jai. Shri Dasharath Maharaj ki jai. Shri Kaushalya Maya ki jai. Shri Kaikeya Mata ki jai. Shri Sumitra Mata ki jai. Shri Ayodhya ki jai. Shri Hanuman ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol Dandavat Pranams. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share a WhatsApp group for those who want to learn a shloka every day and every other day or every week. And so I'm just going to quickly go to my YouTube channel, copy the link. Wait, I'm gonna find this live video and then share it here. I'm gonna share it on our WhatsApp groups so that people can join. Okay, done. Well, not done. 1 second. A shloka a week. Oh, and it looks like I'm having a problem with my internet right now. I hope this recording is... Anyhow, this might be a bit of a choppy recording. Let me know if it's... Actually, I don't even see any comments, so anyhow. So, out an email last night in our Gaudiya Kirtan mailing list. Yeah, editing the program a bit. And sorry, I didn't sleep very much last night, and so I had a hard time falling asleep, and I went to sleep really late, and anyhow, so I'm a little bit. But yeah, I'm not sure if you saw, but maybe I think it was 11 days ago, I wrote that I wanted to I need a shloka learning buddy. And I thought a couple friends would say, oh, shlokas with you. And it ended up, the comments blew up, got 70 comments. And so it turns out a lot of devotees want to learn shlokas. So I thought to do something a little nicer. I don't really have the time to do it properly. But anyhow, this for now. Maybe in the future, if I'm a bit more freed up, I can do it in a more polished way. But anyhow, let me share my screen with you. We can go over. Actually, first I want to, before we start. Well, actually, no. Let me share my screen. All right. So I made a little mind map. I made this, jotted down ideas that came with memorizing the topic of memorizing shlokas, and so I think every other in my on my YouTube channel, I'll go into one of these points about shloka learning, and then we can learn a shloka. I'll give a brief explanation of the meaning of the words, and then we can recite together. So yeah, and then depending what group you're in, if you're in the learning a shloka every other day group, or if you're in the shloka once a week group, whenever the days do, for the once a week group, I think every Sunday you can recite the shloka. You can send a voice message either in the WhatsApp group, or you can send to me directly if you don't want to send it in front of everybody, or you can send to any friends that you are comfortable with. Of you saying the shloka from memory, not looking at the book, and also good if you could give a little explanation of the shloka, just what the words meaning, just a basic, or however much you want to explain about the shloka. It could be just the gist of what the shloka is, or more detailed explanation, things that you heard. Yeah, and that's how I'll do it. So first, I wanted to, I wrote a little thing quickly on the topic of the proper way to approach learning shlokas, like the proper mood to do it in. I thought that would be the most, essential thing that we should start off with, and then I'll go on to different topics like you saw in that mind map. So since I'm not so focused and I'm a bit tired, I'm just going to read what I wrote. Learning shlokas is so important for so many reasons, which we'll get into another day. Our acaryas have always encouraged us to meditate on, contemplate on these transcendental verses. It is very deep in our Gaudiya tradition. All Vaishnavas, from the time of Mahaprabhu all the way to the present ages, we see that all the Vaishnavas would commit verses to memory and always be using, anyhow. But right now, before we begin anything, I think it is most important for us to first touch on something our acaryas warned us against. Just in our reading group, every day in the evening time, different article by one of our acaryas, and just a few days ago we read article by Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī, and he said something really nice. He said, I'm going to read right now from the article. He said, self-giving is the symptom of Shraddha, faith. Without self-giving, intellectualism will have no value. Reading scriptures will have no value. And also, the physical association of the sadhu will have no value if there is no Shraddha. Many living entities, including bugs and mosquitoes, have physical association with the sadhus. But association through dedication is necessary. Shraddha is all important. To have Shraddha mood that if we dedicate everything to Krishna, we will get everything. And just a little side note, that sentence right there, our next shloka that we're going to learn after Anya Vilashita Shunyam, the next shloka is, that's almost a translation of the next shloka will be. Shraddha Shabde Vishwase Shrudrita Nishchoy. So to have Shraddha means to have the mood that if we dedicate everything to Krishna, we will get everything. We will get whatever is necessary, wholesale fulfillment. The path of that is dedication, Shraddha, and Seva, service. And therefore, our Guru Maharaj laid so much emphasis on service. We were not allowed so much to read even Srimad Bhagavatam, or the books by the 6 Goswamis, but our time was to be utilized in service. The serving nature will connect you with the real thing. Neither scriptural knowledge nor the close association with a saint has any meaning if it is not done with dedication, self-surrender, and self-giving. Physical association alone has no meaning. It must be done through Shraddha and service. So much so that if a sadhu or guru asks, read this book, then it will be service. To enhance my knowledge, it may be gyan, but not service. We only have real progress through sevan mukhe hi jivadho. That's, what is that? Sevan mukhe hi jivadho means serving, beginning with the tongue, engaging in service, beginning, utilizing the tongue in service, first of all. So we can only have real progress through sevan mukhe hi jivadho. Otherwise, everything be imitation. If we do not approach with the spirit of service, everything may be imitation, and we won't come in contact with reality. This is the most important point, and it is the speciality of the Gaudiya Math, our acaryas, our Gurudevs, and also of Mahaprabhu and Rupa Gosvāmī. That was how he started off the article, and then in the end of the article, so he's cautioning us, how not to approach this, studying the scriptures and reading Srimad Bhagavatam and everything. And then at the end, he says, Shraddha is the real regard to have. This is the crux, and this is the highest aim, and only this can satisfy thirst. The innermost thirst can be quenched only by this. By giving your self, you can gain the whole infinite. What is needed from us? Sincere hankering. How to develop that? With the contact of the sadhu and with the help of the scriptures, we can try to increase inner feeling. So that's the excerpt I wanted to read from Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī. And so this is the main reason why we are making the endeavor to memorize verses. Not to gain knowledge, but to get our help to increase the inner feeling, sincere hankering. Hankering for loving service, like Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī is explaining here. We can't actually learn a verse in the true sense by our own effort. Just a couple days ago, in our daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading, we read in Prabhupada's purport. He said, Dhruva Maharaj never went to any school or academic teacher to learn the Vedic conclusion. But because of his devotional service to the Lord, as soon as the Lord appeared and touched his forehead with his conch shell, automatically the entire Vedic conclusion was revealed to him. That is the process of understanding Vedic literature. One cannot understand it simply by academic learning. The Vedas indicate that only to one who has unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, as well as in the spiritual master, is the Vedic conclusion revealed. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.9.6 purport. So Srila Prabhupada is also emphasizing the same point of Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī. So like everything in bhakti, through the activity alone, like for example memorizing shlokas, you cannot tell if this is helping you or leading you astray. So before just jumping into trying to commit the verse to memory, we should pray with some humility and with some respect. These words words are transcendental, coming from the Vaikuntha realm to deliver me. This is our prayer before we learn the verses. We're praying to the shloka, to these transcendental words. Please don't just enter my mind so that my pride will inflate with the idea that I know everything, that I have so much. But no, enter deeper into my heart so that I can submit myself purely and live by these teachings and instructions. Otherwise, any other independent endeavor of mine, any idea I come up with, or any prayer that I make will be contaminated with my deep-rooted motivation for enjoyment and gaining prestige. I am completely dependent on your mercy. And there's a way we can determine whether we are actually associating with sadhus and properly studying the scriptures. Is this studying the scriptures? Are these memorizing the shlokas? When I'm coming in contact with sadhus, is it increasing my desire to serve? If not, we need to deeply look at our motive. And as we read from Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī, the proper motivation can also be of sadhus, guru, and shastra. So we don't just march up to the sadhu, or we don't just go and rip a verse out of it and stuff it in our brain. Humbly approach with folded hands and a prayerful mood, offering pranams. Only then can we get to their help. So this, let me share the screen. Here is the first verse that we're memorizing. This is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion by Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī, and the 11th verse from from the very beginning of the book, the 11th verse. So, in this Gaudiya Kirtan posting that I made, I shared a video and also an article of there's a video of me reading the article by my Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, where it goes into depth explaining. It's a beautiful article, and I suggest everybody reads it. If you want me to send you the link, I can, for the video or just for the article, so you can read it on your own. And he goes down and breaks down all the different words and gives such a deep explanation. I think it's very important to actually be able to understand this verse to read that. But I'm just going to give a very basic explanation, very simple. So this verse, it tells what bhakti is not. And these first lines, and the two second lines, it explains what bhakti is. What is the actual nature of bhakti? So we can understand what bhakti is through what it isn't, and then it tells what it is. So first, bhakti is devoid of any other desire. So anya means other, means desire, ita means prone. How do you say? Prone to having. It's can't. Anyways, and shunya means devoid. Interior motive. It's only desire of Krishna. Then jnana karma adi avritam, and it is not covered by jnana. It's not devoid, like it doesn't say shunyam, it's not devoid of jnana and karma, but it's not covered by jnana and karma. Because there is good jnana and good karma. There's seeking out Krishna, that's good knowledge. And karma, there's good action, doing cleaning the temple and all these things. This doesn't So it's not devoid of jnana karma, but it's with jnana karma that's favorable for bhakti. It's not covered by dry impersonal knowledge or fruit of action. Then, so that's what bhakti is not. What bhakti is, it is a perpetual, anu means perpetual, and Śrīla ardent endeavor. And it is feeling of, wanting Krishna's benefit with a favorable mood towards Krishna, with kindness towards Krishna. Wanting to please Krishna, but actually it's not exactly wanting to please Krishna. In the article by Śrīla Bhakti Gosvāmī, he explains that Mother Yashoda, she's not pleasing Krishna when when she pulls him off her, when she pushes him off her and goes to save the milk. He's super angry, and when she chastises Krishna and stuff, he's not pleased by that. But so that's why it's saying we actually we're just wanting Krishna's benefit, wanting so that anukulyena and with Krishna anushilanam, that is bhakti. Let me just look at a translation that where is it? Just need to find it. I'm not so prepared for this. Anyhow, let's see. Is it in here? Okay. So let me just make this bigger. I'll just copy this. So here's a translation. Let me explain it. What the heck? Okay, so perpetual ardent endeavor meant exclusively for Krishna and performed out of loving affection for him. This anukulyena. When neither prone to any selfish ulterior desires, nor eclipsed by impersonal knowledge, fruit of work, and so on, is known as Uttama Bhakti. So now we can try to memorize this verse. What I'll do is I'll say each word 3 times. I'll say and then I'll say these two words together 3 times. Then this word 3 times, and I'll do that for each line, and then after we'll try doing it without looking. And when we say these words, we should try to remember the meaning of the word. That's the most important thing. That's the easiest way to memorize it also, is when you pretend like you're actually speaking in your own language. Like you pretend you're speaking Sanskrit. Oh, and one thing is there's something called sandhi, which means it's when you join together. In Sanskrit, you'll notice everywhere there's words joined together. So this is anya and abhilash, but since it ends with an a and it begins with a, it merges together and becomes anyabhilash. And same thing like here, karma and adi. It's actually karma and adi, but then this merges together and becomes karmadi, and this I becomes a y, karmadya. Adi anavartam, it becomes karmadhyanavartam. All right. So anya, remember, other. Anya, abhilasha, remember desire. Anya abhilasha, and then ita, so anyabhila, anilashita, abhilashita, shunyam, devoid, shunyam, any other desire. Anyabhilashita shunyam, anyashita shunyam, anyabhyashita shunyam. And then the next line, jnana, knowledge. Jnana, jnana, karma adi, karma and so on. Karma adi, karma adi. So jnana karma adi, jnana karma adi, jnana karma adi. Not covered. Avrita means covered, and an makes it not covered. So anavritam, 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 jnana karmadyanavritam, jnana karmadyanavritam, jnana karmadyanavritam. Let's try doing these two lines together. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnanavritam. Now the second part. Anukul means favorable, or it means kindness. It means like wanting is favorable with a bent. And ena means with. So with this favorableness. Anukulena, anukulena, anukulena. Krishnanu. Anu means perpetual, and to Krishna. So Krishna, Krishnanu, Krishnanu, Krishnanu. Anukulena Krishnanu, anukulena Krishnanu, anukulena Krishnanu. And then is ardent endeavor. Shilanam, 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 Bhaktiruttama, Bhaktiruttama. This bhakti is uttama, is topmost. Shilanam Bhaktiruttama, Shilanam Bhaktiruttama, Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Anukulena Krishnanu Shiktiruttama, Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktiruttama, Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. And ardent endeavors, and it's in this article by my Param Gurudev, he explains in a very detailed way how this it's the Shilanam. According to Sanskrit, there are like all these different interpretations of a word, and Shilanam means ardent endeavor through our moods, through our feelings for Krishna, and also through so with bhav and with cheshta, with our active active endeavors. And active endeavors are further divided into two parts, with what is it? Nivritti and pravritti, engagement and active disengagement. Anyway, you can read it in that article. So let's try looking now at the words. I'm just gonna go through it. Okay.
It's 7 o'clock.
Oh my god, it's 7 o'clock. I'm supposed to be starting the paragraph now. Anyways, so Anya Abhilashita, Anya Abhilashita, Anya Abhilashita, Anya Abhilashita, Shunyam, Shunyam. Remember, under Abhilashita, desires, shunyam, devoid of any other desire. So, anyabhilashita shunyam, anyabhilashita shunyam, anyabhilashinyam, jnana karma adi, jnana karmadi, jnana karmadi, jnana karmadi. So jnana, karma, adi, and so on. Vritam, anavritam, not covered. Anavritam, anavritam, jnana karmadyanavritam, jnana karmadyanavritam, jnana karmadyanavritam. Let's try to do these first two lines together now, 3 times. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anyabhilashita shunyam, karmadyanavritam. Now the second, anukulena, with this favorable mood, with this wanting Krishna's benefit, with kindness to Krishna. So anukulena, and then anukulena, anukulena, and then Krishna anu, perpetual and perpetually towards Krishna. Krishnanu, 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 anukulyena Krishnanu, anukulyena Krishnanu, anukulyena Krishnanu. Then Shilanam, ardent endeavor. Shilanam, Shilanam, Bhaktir Uttama. This bhakti is Uttama. Bhaktir Uttama. Bhaktir Uttama. Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. So let's do the 2 last lines. Anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Anukulyena Krishnanu, Bhaktir Uttama. Now let's try to do the whole verse together 3 times. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Anyabhilashunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Alright, so that's the first. And you have a week, well, it depends on which group you're in. If you're in the, only this time you have less days to memorize because we're starting in the middle of the week. Today's Wednesday. But every Sunday or Monday, it could be Sunday or Monday, I guess. Or maybe just Sunday. Anyways, every Sunday, you can recording in the WhatsApp group. Either in the group, or you could send to me personally, of you or to a friend, of saying the shloka and also the meaning. And yes, and also please, if you can, read this article. Oh, that's in the week group, and for those who are in the shloka every day, so then you can recite it to the day after tomorrow. And what is I going to say? Oh yeah, and please, if you get a chance, read that article by my Param Gurudev, Uttama Bhakti. I'll send you the link, and if you send me a message if you need the link. I'll also put it in the comments here, the link to the article, and also the link to the video of me reading it if you just want to listen to it. And also you can read. There's so much material actually for the shloka. My Gurudev gave many classes on it. He's had so many people stand up and speak it. Actually, I think this is the verse that my Gurudev gave the most emphasis on. All the verses, he gave the most emphasis and made sure every single one of his followers or disciples knew it by heart. He asked everybody, all the little kids. He asked me when I was just barely a teenager on a morning walk to explain it. I've seen so many stories of people saying how Gurudev asked them to explain this verse. On the GurudevMemories.com, there are a couple where people have this story of Gurudev having them stand up and say this verse to him. And I've seen many video clips of Gurudev asking just random people, sometimes little kids, and just random people. He would just go and say, explain what is Uttama Bhakti. So it's so important. And yeah, also you can look, there's this book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, and my Gurudev gives a very beautiful explanation in that book. You can download that from purebhakti.com. And so that's all for this time. Oh, and as I wrote in the description, I'm not gonna do this program on Facebook. I'm gonna do these live videos on my YouTube channel, and you'll see in the description I give the link to the YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to that if you want to get notifications. And if you click on the bell, then I think they even send you an email or something. They give you a notification every time I'm going live to do this. So all right, thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, I look forward to doing this with you. And also, I'm not gonna be doing this very nicely. I'm just gonna like wing it every time, like I am right now. I'm not gonna like prepare a whole thing and everything, because I just don't have the time. So I don't want you to have these high expectations that I'm gonna do this in a really polished way. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty casual. But Rupa Manjari in our group, she shared some really nice things about this shloka, and if anybody else wants to share anything, that'll be really nice, very helpful for everybody. Yeah, this doesn't have to all be on me to do the shloka program, but you can also get involved in sharing stuff and doing it also. You know, like yeah. All right, Haribol, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Ram, Haribol, Jai Lakshman, Jai Bharat Shatrughna, Jai Hanuman, Jai Dashrath Maharaj. All right, I'm late for my reading now. I do my daily reading. Right now I'm going to go live to read on the glories of Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Gosvāmī Maharaj, and also his some Hari Katha by him on Lord Ramachandra, because today's his appearance day. All right, Jai Shri Radhe, Haribol. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranam. So I'm going to start another live video in just a few minutes. I just need to get set up for it. Haribol.